that. And see if there's a question. Oh, just Ryan was posting some links in the freeCodeCamp. Okay, my channel. So thanks again, Alex and Lauren. Take it away.
Awesome. So now that we got a really great talk done by Alex about Python and JavaScript, now I want to talk about how we can kind of apply coding skills that we know to make a really successful programming project. So before getting started on this talk, I should probably explain my background on programming projects and how I kind of gathered these key skills that I like to have going into projects in the back of my mind. So first of all, right now, I am a second-year programming and software development student at Moore Norman Technology Center, and I'm a senior in high school. While at Moore Norman, this year I've had some great project opportunities that led me to acquire these skills. I competed in the Congressional App Challenge with a partner, and we actually won the congressional district. And furthermore, right after that, me and 5 other MNTC students competed in the NASA App Development Challenge, and we actually advanced to the final level of competition, which will be able to take place in the winning event in February. I have more talks that I've done on this project if you're interested, but on that project, I was the team lead for the 6 of us. And then after graduating high school, I plan to go study computer science at the University of Central Oklahoma. So with that out of the way, there's a good acronym that I like to think about when it comes to skills needed to have a successful programming project, and that's SOUP. So when I say let's make soup, I don't mean we're actually cooking, but if you think about it, as different ingredients combined together with a basic broth, aka like programming experience, as different elements are added, it makes it rich and tastes better. So if we have all these elements, it should make for a delicious soup or a great programming project. So first, starting with S, one of the first key skills that I think is important for a programming project is speaking skills, which can go 2 different ways. First, you can see here with the PowerPoint logo and the PowerPoint that I'm presenting right now, speaking skills is important because no matter what you're doing, you're probably going to need to speak to some sort of board member if it's for a company, do some sort of networking to try to get a mentor or some outreach, or like for the NASA programming project, I was in charge of our community outreach and was fortunate enough to give a lightning talk. So even if your speaking skills aren't perfect, it's pretty easy to just give some practice presentations, start presenting to small groups. Techlahoma is a great place to get started with that, which can help with your networking skills, which can always help boost the project. Furthermore, speaking skills are important not only for communicating to the outside world about your project, but being able to clearly speak about your goals and your objectives are key when you're trying to lead project partners when talking to them about what you're doing, or lead a group if you're the lead of a programming project with multiple different people. So when it just comes to collaborating with group members, it's also important to be able to clearly get your ideas across and make sure they're understood. Now, secondly, organization. Organization is key because, like I said, it can be really helpful within your project to network, which is what Slack is really great for. Highly suggest that you join the Techlahoma Slack. I've had some great networking experiences go on through there. But furthermore, organization is key for organizing your team and the project that you're doing. Because not only is Slack good for networking, but it's also great for organizing projects or your team members or the company that you're working with. So just as Techlahoma has all the different channels that organize all the different groups, you can do a similar system with the project that you're working on. Or if you don't have a large company, Discord is always a great, free, and easy to set up option for all of your teammates and those working on the project with you to work together, and can make it really easy to communicate. And if you're needing to find a way to make it easier to set up meeting dates or some sort of event time with your team or somebody you're trying to meet with, I highly suggest Doodle polls. It's super easy. There's a free trial that you can get at the beginning. You just put in the dates and times that you're available, send it out to your group mates or the person you're trying to meet with, and they can select what times work best within just a couple minutes, which I know helped our team a lot when deciding when to have group meetings, which was important because meeting consistently with your team is good for ensuring that everybody is on the same page and knows what's going on. So on the point about Discord, I'll give you an example of what my high school team was able to do within just a couple minutes with some limited Discord experience. So we were able to set up a Discord server that contained everybody on the project, and we made different channels dependent on what we were doing. So you see here that we had a place set up for links to post, important information, something to prepare for our interview with NASA, which was the second round of competition, or we just had like a general channel. Now, the cool thing about Discord that I really enjoyed is it actually allowed us to do source control with our project. So if GitHub is new and a little bit intimidating because it can be a little bit hard to set up and learn, especially if it's just a small scale project, my teammate was actually able to set up what's called a Unity changelog within Discord, which I believe is a bot they got somewhere. And so you can see here that they were able to update our project on Unity Teams as our project was through Unity. And so it says somebody published an update to your project. They post a message as to what they did, shows what they updated and what was deleted. So if you're using Unity, and I'm sure they have other source control bots out there for Discord that can make this easy to do source control for your project on a small scale, it's definitely a great way to combine your organization, communication, and your source control all in one place for your team, which I thought was great. Now, you need to make sure that going into a project, in order for it to be successful, your approach to that project needs to be unique to what you're doing. So I have a picture of that black toy here because I like to think of this like the toy that we see babies playing with, as pictured on the screen, where they try to place the wooden blocks into the toy. Now, an approach that you did for one project may not work for the next because you're dealing with different people or you're doing a completely different project with a different objective. So although something may have worked great on one project, i.e., say this shape right here, but you were doing another project that had a different objective, but you took the exact same approach, that's similar to trying to put the shape from the previous project into the newly shaped hole for the new and blank project, which means that it just wouldn't fit because your projects are different each and every time, meaning that you need to not just go in with a preconceived idea of the approaches you're going to take, whether it be leadership or development, because like I said, each project is different and unique in its own way. So it needs to be fluid in that sense and don't get stuck in doing the same things over and over again. Or as we see in those videos, you may be stuck trying to push the wrong shaped shape into the wrong hole for a while, which can get pretty frustrating. Which finally leads me to the P, and the final thing that I think is important to remember when doing a programming project is just perseverance. I know at times projects can be frustrating, you can reach a dead end, but just knowing that if you work hard enough, maybe change your ways, and sometimes have to say, well, this way isn't working, so we have to change our approach. Maybe let's try this. And then you get your way around that roadblock. Just staying optimistic and persevering through these difficulties and knowing in the back of your mind that you can complete this project if you set your mind to it is key. Because especially if you're leading a project, if you don't believe in yourself and aren't motivated, then your team is going to show the same thing and they may feel stuck too. So yeah, I hope these tips were helpful. I would love to keep in touch with y'all. It's just my name, Lauren Smith, on the Tuckalahoma Slack. I'm on there quite often, so just feel free to DM me on there if you would like. We also have a freeCodeCamp Discord that we set up at some point. My name on there is Lauren S. if you're there. Also, I set up a LinkedIn account the other day, So if you want more information on the projects I was talking about, or just want to see what I've been up to, my name is just Lauren Smith on LinkedIn. You're going to want to look for the one that says Student at Moore Norman Tech Center because my name is very common. So yeah, I hope to hear from some of you soon. Remember, if you have any questions, hop in the call afterwards, join the Slack, feel free to DM questions or ask them in the freeCodeCamp chat. And I hope some of these tips were helpful for y'all.
Awesome, thank you. I'm trying to find your LinkedIn now to share the link, and you're right, there are a lot of Lauren Smiths out there, so we'll find that and drop it somewhere. Any questions for Lauren while we've got her here? Again, you can catch her in Slack. Yes, there's a question. How do you submit an issue for version control on Discord?
That's a good question. I will ask my teammates. Because like I wasn't in charge of the actual code on the project. My teammates did that. So I just kind of watched the bot flow through and watch their updates. But I will post that in our chat right now and see if I can get an answer.
Yeah, if you get an answer, post it in our Slack so we can find out. Yeah, everyone just put the link, and I think I can copy that over to Twitch if you're okay with that. No, that didn't work. I'll do that after during the next talk, which I believe is going to be Zach. So if there are no more questions for Lauren, thank you for speaking, and we will let Zach go.